this national register for sex offenders in Namibia. Is this the way to go?
The National Sex Offenders Register was an idea that we embraced and thought it's a good one, but let's do what is required, which is the research, look at other jurisdictions, what they've done, particularly what they've achieved. We understand that there are certain constitutional potential infringements that could happen, you know, if we have to just decide on a national sex register. So the registrar's issue it's in consultation, it's a process. We are looking at different options, and one of them obviously is who is going to administer this, and how do we protect even those that may be placed on a sex offenders register following a conviction in a court of law. You know, how do we even protect them? Because, you know, you want to avoid a situation where people will use that later on to start punishing people themselves. There's been other issues raised around the National Sex Register. One of them is that, is this potentially a double punishment? Because somebody would have gone to jail, you know, they have served their time there, they come out, and then they have certain restrictions in society. Yes. So to answer your question, I think it's an option we should consider very seriously.
I am sympathetic to the objectives. That I just don't think that the register is the way to go. And just to briefly say why. For one thing, the question would be who would have access to such a register? Because if it's open to the public, I think that would be very dangerous. For one thing, there can be confusion. There's somebody named John Smith on the register. There's another man named John Smith who never was convicted of anything, has trouble finding a place to live, getting a job because of confusion. That there could be vigilante action, which would be inappropriate, even if it's the correct person. I mean, there's a lot of worrying things about opening it up to the public. I do think that we need to protect, provide protection where people work with children or with elderly people in care homes or with people who are vulnerable because of a mental or physical disability. And I think there are other ways to have that protection. For example, we already have a really good system of police clearance certificates. The Child Care and Protection Act already requires that if you want to be in a job that gives you direct access to children, you first have to present a police clearance certificate that shows you have not been convicted of certain violent or sexual crimes against adults or children. I think that that's a germ of an idea that we can expand, because the police clearance certificates is already a system that's computerized, it's working well. You can get a police clearance certificate in 10 days. It's done with fingerprints so that there's no danger of confusion if somebody changed their name, or if there's two people with the same birth date and a similar name, it's going to be fingerprints, so we know that we've got the right person. And I think that we can build on that system that we have without the expense and the administration involved in setting up another mechanism. And I would love to see us also do more about rehabilitation. You know, the best way to prevent somebody from reoffending is to make sure that they have gotten the help and the re-education that they need. And I think that that's already happening in our correctional services establishment.